Hello and welcome to what episode is it?
No idea. It's
We have
been
no
a
idea what the
month.
episode is because
It's
it's
been
been a
a
while.
month. I'll,
Anyways,
I'll
welcome
look it
back.
up.
Welcome back to the DaebakCast.
We're very prepared.
This is a weekly podcast where uh I guess we come together each week to talk about K-pop and what is current in the K-pop industry. Sorry it's been a while. I've been really busy with school.
It is episode
Andrew's trying to figure out
139.
his work situation. Nate's still here.
We've been doing Queendom cast with Jakari and Sam.
Yep. So we've been trying to keep some stuff out at the very least. So yeah, yeah, this semester's been so busy, so forgive me. Anyways, this week we're kind of just like I guess playing catch up. So we'll be
Yep.
reviewing a certain album. I'm sure you wanted to hear our thoughts on. Um, we recently went to a certain concert. Uh, Certain members from a certain disbanded group that Nate particularly enjoys debuted again,
Magically reappeared.
and then random other shit that we didn't cover. So yeah,
Yep. That's our episode for today. Episode 139.
139.
Yep.
All right. So I guess without further ado, we can get into the first topic. I guess.
Well, first, everyone join Discord and
Yeah,
subscribe
everyone join
and like
Discord and
the
subscribe.
videos.
And I forgot to say I'm joined by Nate, who
Yep. Drip,
usually
drip,
isn't
drip
English.
was my English lyrics.
All right. Yeah,
Even though
I'm
I've said
out of
so
it.
many things. But yeah, join Discord. It's
Yeah.
awesome. You can come join us, talk to us. You can hang out with Sam, Jakari, and Baron, and other people you've seen on the podcast, and just talk about K-pop or whatever. And we do fun
Yep.
things like song ratings, or we are doing a K-pop fantasy league. So
Yes.
that'll be interesting. It's gonna be a mess, but since we've never done anything like it before,
Yep.
but Sam will figure it out because it's her thing. So even though Stu came up with the idea and then just kind of made Sam do everything,
Yeah.
but
All
that's
right.
it. Yep. Now we can go on to the first topic.
Now I'm going to the first topic, which is an album review of a very good album. Spoiler alert. Taeyeon's second full-length album, Purpose.
Yep. It's finally here.
It is after so long,
Yep.
especially since I think it was last year or beginning of this year. Like we heard so many of the songs off the
It was
album from her
earlier this
last
year.
tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were like, where are these songs? Why aren't they being released? And it took like freaking forever. So, yeah, finally here after so long. I'm really excited to talk about this. So,
Go for it.
yes. All right, first we are starting out the record with Here I Am. Um, I really thought this was a great track to open the album off with. Like the simple piano, strings, and like percussion combo for the instrumental was a really nice choice to like kind of set the mood and to emphasize what we came here for, which was Tan's like beautiful voice that kind of takes you on a epic journey, so to speak, with every listen.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, another thing I'd like to touch on was like I really liked how much or how they went with kind of a more quiet and like low key version of the chorus to take us out of the song. I thought that was really nice to
Mhm.
sort of lull us out.
Yeah, for the ending.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the melancholic nature of this opening, like the beginning with the piano and like her really breathy, like like vocals. And it just feels like this is something Tan does a lot, and even on this album. But her songs like really do build to a chorus, and then the chorus is like the very grand, like part of the song with stronger vocals. This song brings in a drum beat.
yeah,
And then I like how the second verse maintained that drum beat. It was just a little bit more dynamic. So yeah, I thought this was a great way to start the album. Obviously, Here
yeah.
I Am is like a great title for the opening song
Opening
for an
track.
album.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Up next we have the single from the album, which is Spark. or Booty in Korean. I really, really love this song. I think it's probably her strongest title track to date,
Really?
and I think, yeah, I love Spark. Like, it's really, really good. I think it really gets the job well done to kind of like sell you on listening to the rest of the album because if you like this, you like everything else.
Yeah.
I really love the use of guitar in the instrumental, which like kind of gets cleared out and filled in with the like claps and percussion in the post chorus.
Yeah.
I also hear like a tambourine, which I think
There's
is
a
pretty
tambourine.
interesting because we don't always hear that sort of thing in K-pop.
Yep.
It's more of a like old school Western pop sort of trope that kind of died off, and I think it's kind of cool that to hear it in this. Um, yeah, but yeah, the song is super fun. It really gets you hyped for the rest of the album.
Yep. Yeah, I really like this song too. I don't think it's her best. It's not my favorite of her like singles. It's probably in the middle for me. But yeah, I really like the guitar and the driving drums. The opening builds that instrumentals until it hits the pre-chorus. And then the pre-chorus they drops everything out again to rebuild the chorus, and like really emphasize the chorus. But yeah, both parts of the chorus are really good. Like the ooze in the first part as well as the clapping in the second part. It's just like really catchy and fun, and
Mm,
like dynamic. So it's something that you can like dance along to and kind of sing along to, and it's really good.
yeah.
Um, as for the music video, I love the styling, and I like how we get choreography for the song because like we don't always get choreography for Taeyeon singles, and it's pretty catchy choreography. But yeah, she looks amazing. The sets are great. But then I have one very specific thing I need to call out. That's basically the only negative thing I'll say on this review. But I hate the green screen parts of this music video, mostly just because I have higher expectations for SM, who has the money to have better like editing and effects. But for the most part, my biggest issue is one specific scene where they're like dancing on the like crane,
Crane.
and the problem I have with it is like the background is a sunset, but then the lighting is coming from in front of them to the left and the right, and it's just like super obviously bad lighting, and so it just made the shot look really cheap to me.
Hmm.
Like if they just whoever directed it just had any idea of how lighting worked, like the shot would have been fine. Like it's not really the green screen problem I have with, it's the lighting. Like it was just it completely threw me off and really bothered me. But for the most part, I like the music video a lot. And I think all the like actual sets and the outfits and everything are great.
Mm. All right. Kind of next we have Find Me. I think the percussion section in this song is really, really strong, and it kind of like marches the song forward as we
Yep.
go through it. Once we reach like the pre-chorus, the mix like really fills in with some pianos and whatnot, and ends up sounding really like rich and vibrant by the time we get into the actual chorus.
Yeah.
And as is the case with all our songs, Tan's vocals seriously are a standout. Like, um, yeah, this is like it's not among my favorites on the album, but it's still like super, super, super strong. Like, if that has any indication on like how much I enjoyed this album, I think, yeah, this is really, really great.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise. We both really like a Taeyeon album. Who would have
Yeah.
thought? Um, yeah, I really like how it instantly catches your attention with the drum fill, and then it just goes into that intense like tom based beat. So it's not snares at all; it's all toms, which
Yep.
is cool. And then all overlaid on like the piano, and she is like for this song she has like less intense vocals, which I think was nice to like contrast that really intense like tom beat. But then it really
Mhm.
picks up with the guitar in the pre-chorus, and just like it's that more uplifting sound in the chorus. It's a pretty standard Taeyeon song, but that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Up next we have Love You Like Crazy. Now this is one of the highlights of the album for me. Like from the like the vocals to the full and like big sounding instrumental to the, ad libs that come in and out throughout the chorus.
Yep.
Everything about this song is like really, really awesome. It's almost like it's it's still like through and through a pop song, but it's almost got kind of like a little bit of a rock tinge to it, I think.
Yeah, it's got a lot of
Just in
jazz to it as
Yeah,
well.
jazz, but I think in her like vocal delivery,
Yeah.
I could see it having like a rock version at like a concert.
Hmm.
Which, speaking of that, we'll mention something like that later in another topic. Um, yeah, this Tan's vocals in this are like especially like confident and strong sounding in this one. I
Yeah.
think this is a sound for this song in particular is a sound that I would like Tan to continue to explore in the future.
Yeah. So yeah, this gave me vibes of like stuff we got on Something New. It was very similar
Yeah,
to
yeah, I
that
agree,
album.
and I
Um,
love that mini album.
yeah, it's just like very loungy and like upbeat jazz. Like you said, the instrumentals definitely stood out to me. They were the highlight. Adding the strings in the second verse were really good.
Mhm.
And in the second pre-chorus, we got like a much more pronounced bass line. It's just got a really dynamic, like great instrumental arrangement. So that stood out to me a lot.
Yeah. All right. Up next we have LOL. Like, so I know a lot. Like, I saw like mixed reviews on this song, but personally, I thought this was also like a big standout on the album for me as well. I really love the kind of like mysterious sounding like opening and instrumental they use throughout the song.
Hmm.
I also really love how like huge the chorus comes in with the beat drop. I thought that was awesome. And yeah, like I personally, I think this is one of the strongest songs on the album because I don't know, it's just not really a vibe that many K-pop artists really play with. It's like
Hmm.
almost got kind of like an alternative feel to it to me. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was really nice.
So yeah, this is actually my favorite song on the album.
Mm,
Um, yeah, it's a lot more electronic sounding at the start, not her usual sound, and that drop into like the really echoey vocals
yeah.
and like just the bass rhythm was really cool. And then it adds like super pronounced and like echoey brass instrumentals, where
Mm.
it basically becomes the like Korean theme to the next Bond movie. It sounds
Dude,
exactly
that
like
would be
A
awesome.
Bond theme at that
If
part with the
imagine
brass.
imagine
Um,
if they had this as a Bond theme and it
yeah,
was literally just called LOL.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, like that part, like very much so sounds like straight out of a Bond theme. And then it
Mm,
changes intensity levels a bunch, and it's all really cool. We get like a really sweet guitar solo. We get like super jazzy sound after that. It's all over the place, but it's all over the place in a really good way. And it stood out to me a ton. It was definitely my favorite.
yeah. Coming up next is Better Babe. Um, this is again like a really, really great song. I know Baron said it's the weak point of the album for him, but I still think the song is really strong in its own right.
Hmm.
Um, I love how like Tan's vocals come out for the chorus in this song. Like they're very like big and pronounced.
Yeah.
The instrumentals on this one I think are much more simple than those on other tracks, which maybe that's why it doesn't stand out as much for Baron. Can't speak for him. You can go on Discord and ask him yourself, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think that does a really good job of like emphasizing Tan's vocals in this case. There's lots of uses of silence in that regards to the or in regards to the instrumental, and I think it works really well.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the build to the chorus. I like how it starts out with like people talking and a ton of background noise, and she like starts very quietly, like you hear a band
Yeah.
like getting ready to go on and stuff. So it like really adds to the atmosphere in the song. And like yeah, she starts off quietly, and then the crowd talking like slowly tapers off. So like that was
Mm,
just like kind of cool idea of like making it sound like she was performing live to just like in like a lounge or whatever. People weren't really paying attention until the
mhm.
song progresses and people start noticing her. And then yeah, she just kind of explodes for the chorus, and it is repetitive, but I think it's engaging. Um,
Yeah.
and I love the guitar solo during the bridge. Is a really cool
Yeah.
guitar solo. Yeah, I think I don't like. I would say, or I could see it being like one of the like low points of the album, but that's like there aren't very many like low is
Yeah, it's
relative
like sitting
to
at 10 and then it dips to 9 a little bit and goes back up.
dips to like a 9.9. So like yeah, like low point doesn't really mean much, but
Yeah.
it is like it is very Taeyeon. Like it's not anything new.
Mm,
Um, I would say. Uh, so I could see that, but I like it still
mm.
a lot.
Yep. All right, next is Wine. This is easily my favorite song on the album. I really, really, really love this one. I think the piano-led instrumentals on top of the like just intensity and sincerity that you can really feel in Tan's voice, it
Mhm.
really, really sells it to me. I forget who said it originally. It's some Korean producer, I think, but like Taeyeon sings like she's telling a story, and this song really hits that mark so well.
Yeah,
You can really like hear it in her voice. Like the chorus of this song even like kind of lingers in my head, in my mind, like even days between like listens of the album.
yeah,
Like yeah, it just hits me. The high notes in the bridge were really awesome as well. Like I thought this was a perfect track on a really, really amazing album.
yeah. Oh yeah, this is my second favorite song. It's slower, but it's got that very uplifting, inspirational sound. It's the song reminds me a lot of Time Lapse. It's very similar
Hmm.
to Time Lapse.
Yeah,
It really showcases her vocals. It's got a similar feel. Um, and I love all at the end of the song all the layered vocals that they do with all the different parts, like her doing a bunch of different parts all at once. I
yeah,
love when solo artists do that. So yeah, this is definitely up there, probably my second favorite.
yep. All right. So coming up next, we have "Do You Love Me." Um, this is kind of like a palate cleanser of the album to kind of like bring us back to down to earth, I guess, so to speak. Um,
Mm,
after Wine sort of like launches you into the air, I suppose. It's much more like low intensity and delicate sounding than the rest of the songs in the album, but I think that's nice.
mm,
Tannen's singing is really nice and smooth and sweet. The string section and the instrumentals I thought were a really nice touch as well and really go well with the piano.
yeah, yeah. This is like more of a like jazzy ballad.
Mm,
I think like the mix of the jazz sound and the strings and the piano, and then her like layered vocals and her softer tone, it actually is a really Christmassy vibe to it.
yeah,
Like I
I
could
agree.
easily hear the song being played in like a mall during December. Like if 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 this was, you
Yeah.
could definitely put this on a Christmas album.
Yeah,
Um,
when I first heard this, I thought it actually reminded me of Mamamoo's song Memory,
yeah,
which is actually I think is a Christmas song.
yeah, it
But
might be.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's not a bad thing. It's definitely Taeyeon, something Taeyeon does really well.
Yep. All right. Next up we have City Love. Yes, as the name implies, it's an awesome like city pop inspired track,
Hmm.
and I think it fits right in on the album. Um, which I guess her doing this sort of song isn't too big of a surprise considering she did a Train to Chuncheon like earlier this year.
Yeah,
The bass line in the background is really awesome, as well as the guitars as well. I think the literally like twinkly instrumental parts work really well also.
yeah, the bell or the chimes.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, the bridge on this song is really satisfying when it kind of just gets stripped down to just her voice plus the piano backing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really, really enjoyed this song as well.
Yep. This is yeah another upbeat like jazzy Taeyeon song. I This one was another one to me that like probably stood out some of the least on the album. Like I said,
Mhm.
that doesn't really mean much, but this is like a very standard Taeyeon sound, and like kind of what you'd expect from her. Didn't stand out too much, but I did really
Mm,
like the fun guitar line throughout.
yeah,
That was probably my one like major comment on it.
yeah. All right, so this is up next is Gravity. This is probably the song I listened to the teaser for the most prior
Yeah,
to the like album's release.
yeah,
Um, it's a very like Adele style like power ballad, and I think that still like feels right at home in Tan's wheelhouse.
Yep.
In fact, Tan likes to cover Adele like pretty often.
Oh,
So,
really?
well, like yeah, like she like for example, she posted some videos on her Instagram, I think also on YouTube, of just her like singing at a norebang. Like she
Oh, really?
sang a bunch
Okay.
of Adele songs. Yeah. Um, yeah, the vocals on this are the real MVP. Like for real, it's so good. Like she does a fabulous job of like conveying emotions with her like pristine vocals. I love this song. And like when the bass comes in as well, like just it kind of just drops on you, and I think it really fits with the title of the song, Gravity. It kind of like just sucks you down.
Yeah.
So great song.
Yeah, this was one of the songs we've heard before, from her concert or whatever. But yeah, it's just she just kills it with her vocals. It's a ballady, just amazing track. There honestly isn't too much to say about it. It's Taeyeon
Mm,
just doing an insanely good vocal showcase song.
yes.
So I think it's a good way to end the album.
Yep. All right. So I guess with that we can go on to ratings. So for me, I literally just gave it a 10 out of 10. Like I think this is the best
Yeah,
album of 2019 so far. Like for me at least. Like this is easily my album of the year so far. So we have we have another like 2 months or so, I guess.
one.
So
Well, we don't count December, so we only have one really.
oh, so we
Half of
yeah,
one.
we have a little bit left. We'll see if anything can top that, but this would be my vote. I
Yeah.
really enjoy this album a lot.
Hmm. So and Andrew did give us a review, or
Yes.
just score. He gave the single 2.5 out of 3.5. But he gave the rest of the album 3.5 out of 3.5. So
Mm,
gave the music a 6 out of 7, and they gave the
okay.
concept a 3 out of 3 for a 9 out of 10. He said his favorite song
Awesome.
is "Do You Love Me." Um,
Interesting.
and I was gonna give it a 9.5 because of the music video. I'm just gonna give it a 10 because it's. I mean, like, I don't know. I technically, if I was being truthful to our rating system, it would be a 9.5. But the music's a 10 out of 10, and I just want to give it
Mm.
a 10 out of 10. So I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
Uh, so it's
So
a
I think that's
10.
an average of like a
It's it
9.66 or
is.
something.
So yeah, it rounds up to or no, it would round down to a 9.5 since we do 0.5s now.
Yeah,
Um, but still gets a seal of approval and everything.
truly Daebak.
Yep. Surprise, surprise. The first album we come back with where Jacob and Nate review something, it gets tens. Who
Yep.
would have thought?
Yep.